Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Rugby America's North Sevens. It is Olympic qualifying time. Starlight Stadium, the venue here in Langford, BC, and a plane ticket to Paris for the 2024 Olympics on the line here. I'm Gareth Reese. Thanks so much for joining us. We're in for a great weekend of Rugby Sevens action. RAN competition, that is Rugby America's North, so all the Caribbean nations, Mexico, USA, and Canada. I'm delighted to be joined by Canadian legend and Tokyo 2021 Olympian Nathan Hirayama. Nathan, so great to be here on a pitch that you know pretty well.
Gareth, it's awesome to be here with you. Obviously, a little bit different for me being on this side of the stands for this qualifier. I was lucky enough to be a part of two of these, but no, really excited to be here. Really excited to see these players put it all on the line for that ticket to Paris. Yeah,
and you've been in two campaigns, this RAN qualifying competition. As the teams take the field, Mexico and Bermuda, Mexico in their traditional green jerseys, and you've been in, as I said, two efforts to qualify for the Olympics, one successful, one unsuccessful. What's going through the players' minds here of the Bermudians and the Mexicans?
Well, I think it's it's obviously a mixed emotions of excitement and nerves, but I just think that this is a weekend these players have been thinking about and dreaming about for some of them a long time. This opportunity to go to Paris next year. So, like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing just all the effort and passion and hard work these players have been putting in when no one's watching on display here this weekend.
And we should note it's tournament pool format. So these two teams are in a pool with the USA. They're both playing in later today. They would be considered very much underdogs for that match. The USA Eagles in town as the tournament favorites. So this match, targeted very early by those teams, Mexico and Bermuda, looking to get a victory. This is where they really test themselves. And we're going to get things underway through the right boot of pair-in-chief. Bermuda in the blue and pink jerseys. They've got a very bright pink change jersey as well. And Mexico in the green. We're just waiting for our referee for this one. Of course, thank you for joining us. We're going live into Sportsmax in the Caribbean. USA, we're with the Rugby Network, and in Canada, we're on CBC Sports through. Going to have a little chance to go national in Canada. The growth of Sevens rugby huge in these parts for both the men's and the women's game. Of course, RAN has got the women's competition here as well. And Nathan, Sevens tournament's 2-day affairs. You know, how do you physically manage that? We've got a little bit of heat here, although it's not quite as hot as we thought it would be. We're just about to get this one underway.
Yeah, I think the conditions are actually pretty great right now, Gareth. Not too hot. Should be a great weekend for rugby.
Here we go. Bermuda gets the 2023 RAN Rugby Sevens competition underway. Perhaps not in glowing fashion there. The kick doesn't go 10. It needs to reach that dotted line, and maybe a bit of nerves there, Nathan, that first kick of a very important tournament.
Yeah, not the start he'd want, but this gives Mexico an opportunity here to set up one of their set plays they've obviously been working on.
7-minute halves in Rugby Sevens if you're new to it. Only 7 players on the field. Good set-piece move from Mexico. They're well into the line, into the Bermudian zone. That is Rodriguez Porras, has a nice little infield cut. Of course, Mexico has had some limited experience, some of the bigger tournaments out there, and that one doesn't go to hand, straight into touch.
Eyes up.
Bermuda looks for a quick one, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Chavez would like that one back. One of the most experienced players on this team. I thought it was a great launch play from Mexico there from the set piece. They got good front foot ball. Just one of those ones you just want back. A couple more phases there, they might have gotten under the sticks.
Excuse me, let's move.
Yeah, in the white scrum cap, that's Tucker throwing in. Misses his target, but they've stolen it back. Good wraparound from him. He's got a second touch. Nice set move from the Bermudians. But they've been penalized for holding on at the breakdown. Quick tap for Mexico. You'll see this in sevens. There's 3-on-1 for the moment. He gets the ball away, but it doesn't go to hand. Bermuda able to regroup. Here, obviously, all the Spanish commands. Very international flavor to the sevens game. The stop and go, but good defense up against Guerrero. You see those green jerseys recoiling to try and create that overlap. This is the exhausting part of sevens when you regroup. Mexicans do well to secure the ball, and now you're having to defend again. This is into their 5th phase for Mexico. Really hard running from Rodriguez Porras. He offloads, still going, 10 meters out now. There's a tackle that's come in high.
High tackle.
You just hear, there, you get to hear from my referees, a quick tap. Mexico want to keep the pace going. Oh, midfield, offside, but there is space. A man out wide, unmarked. He comes back in field for some unknown reason, but the referee's going to bring it all the way back, Nathan, for the penalty midfield offside.
Yeah, Mexico unlucky there. They've had a couple opportunities here. They should have finished, but managed to get in here under the sticks.
So, good score there. Simple stuff, and the conversion will be added by Rodrigo Ramos. Just setting it up.
15 seconds. 10 seconds.
See the referee leaving. He's got a 30-second kick clock. He's taking his time to give his team a little bit of a regrouping breather. So after just about 3 minutes played, Mexico take the early lead in this. They are ranked 3rd in this tournament.
And it was good vision there from Rodriguez, just noticing the gap, like the space in front of him on the quick tap. I think all in all, they would have been disappointed not scoring that one in the corner, but probably worked out better. Conversion was under the sticks for him.
10 seconds.
7 points for Rodriguez.
So back into play. Oh, space. Just out wide. Just the ankle tap brought Brown down. They're still punishing, but they've been penalized again at the breakdown for holding on. Very quick whistles in sevens, as you know well, Nathan.
Leave it, please.
Very quick whistles. That was a great break off that kickoff here. Mexico opting for a scrum, it looks like they just said. Oh, never mind. Opting for the kick for touch, taking the territory, and try to set something up here from a line-out play.
And that's the 4th penalty already against Bermuda. And just explain how, when you make those infractions, it just kills the momentum, your ability to go forward.
Yeah, it does kill the momentum, especially when you get that front foot ball like that. That's what Bermuda's.
I've got no coaches' names, but that's a great shot. Thanks.
Time's
just
off.
got to be a little bit more patient sometimes. It's one thing as a player. I know coaches, they're always stressing, just be patient, because in this game, if you create phases, you will score.
Time's back on.
So time is back on. That ball was kicked over the stands. The ball, people have the ball in play. Mexico get the pot up and get the ball away. Looking to add their 2nd try here in the first half. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to play. 2 7-minute halves in the sevens game. Nice step in and out. Scything in between the 2 Bermudian defenders. And this time, another penalty against Bermuda, their 5th.
Move, please. Move, please.
Trying to compete for that ball. They obviously were not coming through the gate. Let's have a look here. The referee's going to have a chat. So,
and that's a yellow card for Bermuda. They're just slowing down play. A great break there from Mexico off that line out. Great right foot step. And Bermuda made a business decision there, trying to slow that ball down.
Yeah, he'll come over.
Yep, you're a referee there. Probably because the Bermudian defense had been breached, I think when they give away a penalty at that stage, they're just trying to kill the play. Maybe a professional foul, we call it.
And this is an option.
Maybe just stick on the ref a bit more on those penalty calls.
Have an overlap or
bind,
advantage of numbers. A scrum's always a good option.
Mexican scrum, far sideline. They got the whole width of the field to work with. They're going to go right up the short side. Little stop and go from Chavez.
No, leave the ball now. You've lost.
Oh, Bermuda's stolen it. Great defense from them. So this will give them some encouragement at the end of this first half. And they're off and running. They're happy to work on the short side. You can see all Bermudian team is in that 50-meter channel. Now they spread out a little wider. But this is when the legs are burning. If you're not a full-time sevens player, at the end of the half and the end of the game, we're into the red numbers, so the game won't stop with the ball in play or an infraction through a penalty. So you'll sometimes see some extra time
here. Backwards. On the body.
Bermuda still in possession, deep in their own end. I wonder if they're considering maybe getting it off the field, or they're going to keep trying to attack, because any mistake is going to cost them. Just like this, the spill ball, Mexico's on it, And a great dive, and I think it's Guerrero getting in there.
Pretty much.
Good opportunistic play from Mexico.
Very opportunistic from Guerrero there. I agree with you, Gareth. I thought Bermuda, given the circumstances at the end of the half there,
I understand what you're saying.
the option probably would be to kick it out, go into halftime especially when you're down a man. But unfortunately for them, and fantastic from Guerrero, they're just seeing the opportunity, the loose ball, and sometimes it's all it takes, a little kick through, great skill.
Okay.
And Rodriguez here trying to add the 2.
So that will do it.
Agree, time's expired.
Oh, he's just pushed that kick, and he's been given the kick. So that'll be the end of the first half here in the opening action of the Paris 24 qualifiers, RAN Sevens Rugby. It's Mexico up 14 points to 0 over Bermuda. Pretty good, Mike, that kind of break. So the Mexicans, as they do, come into the huddle. You've been in a few of these over your time, Nathan. They'll be happy with the 2 scores, but what's going on in there?
Yeah, I like that. I like seeing the teams do this. A lot of the teams are incorporating the breath work there just before the coaches say their little spiel there about the half. I think the coach would be pretty happy with how that first half went for Mexico. Some great turnovers, creating penalties for against the Bermudans there when they're just isolated. I love how quick the Mexican team were getting on getting to those breakdowns and getting their hands on the ball. On the other side, I think Bermuda, I think they'd be a little bit disappointed with how that half ended, just with being down the at the same time, I appreciate their intent to go score there at the end of the half, because that's always a thing you want to end on the half with a great score. So first couple minutes of the second half will be big for both teams.
We're just keeping eyes on our space. I was happy over there, but
unique insights we always get in the Sevens game.
We'll deal with it.
Really looking forward to this weekend. We got a great crew from Roll Focus here, bringing you all the action from Langford, which is on Vancouver Island on the west coast of Canada. Those of you who don't know Canada so well, a few of our Caribbean friends were first time in these parts. Got a big hotbed of Canadian rugby. Just sorting out the final details from you. Jamie Banwell has been with this team, done some great stuff, led them to 3rd place in the 2022 version of RAN down in Mexico. Canada and U.S. not involved in that one, but a good result for them, beating the Cayman Islands in that bronze medal game, and only narrowly losing to this Mexican side that was 22 points to 14.
No, the bin has returned.
Referee just making sure no one slipped an extra player on the field. Of course, Bermuda, well, they were going to start the second half 1 short, but it looks like the 2 minutes for the sin bin penalty served by Francis is over. So Bermuda will have 7 players on the field.
Fantastic. On the whistle.
Referee's whistle gets us underway. Second half action here in the first game of Pool A. Mexico and Bermuda. USA still to come in Pool A. One of the favorites here. So a game both these teams want to win. As we mentioned in the last version of the RAN tournament in Mexico in 22, Bermuda finished 3rd, and they actually narrowly lost to this Mexican outfit in the semifinal, 22 points to 14, but played really well and felt they could have beaten them. They ended up backing that up with a victory over the Caymans to win that bronze medal. Right now it's Mexico with 2 tries, and with that Bermudan player down, they're going to ship it wide, and it's the man of the first half. Rodriguez Perros gets a 3rd try for Mexico.
Oh, it's a great finish from Rodriguez, but to me that try came from just the defense from Mexico there. They're looking so comfortable defensively this whole game. Bermuda having a really hard time cracking that line and getting that front foot ball, and sometimes defense turns into tries.
Rodriguez Porras there. We had an outstanding first half, had 5 players beaten, more than anyone else in that first half, the man from Monterrey. And the extra is nice and close. So 21 up. That's 3 converted tries, and we're going to have the injured Bermudan player is going to be treated just behind the play. Rodriguez Ramos is on the park, and there's the replay. They just ship it wide.
Yeah, pretty simple hands there from Mexico. They had the overlap after the turnover, and like I said, number 7 there, Rodriguez getting in under the sticks, making the conversion easy for Rodriguez.
The respect from all the players here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'd be disappointing for him, and that's great to see, isn't it? Real class from Guerrero there.
We'll just hold.
Disappointment. Let's hope he can get some running repairs and get back in for the rest of this Olympic qualifying tournament.
Perfect. Okay. Are you ready to restart? All ready to restart?
Here our referee. He's
Okay,
our
time's back
third
on.
commentator. Great addition in rugby. Mexico kicking off, very much in control of this match. Oh! And a glorious attempt. Would have been a highlight of the weekend in our first game, but just doesn't quite make it stick.
That was a great kick from Rodriguez and a great contest there. Just so unlucky that that ball didn't stick. That would have been a try for Mexico. I found it interesting that he decided to go left there because Bermuda were potting up on the corners, but backing his main jumper there. And sometimes that's what you got to do as a kicker.
Okay.
Yeah, and Sierra getting up there. Look at that. Reminded me of Adam Zaruba, who famously did that from Canadian head coach
6.
Sean White's kickoff on the HSBC World Series. That one doesn't go to hand, so Bermuda still with a chance. They run around off the base of this scrum. Good initial break there, getting over the line from Francis. Now they ship it. Powerful run, dropping the right shoulder is big. Da Silva Chachon. He's well into the Mexican half. He's brought down finally. Now they work short side through Francis. This is the best passage of play for Bermuda, but once again, the story of the match, they've been penalized when they have possession.
Oh, it was such a good break from Tachon there, the captain. Finally, that gap we wanted to see from Bermuda, but again, great work from Mexico. Just being so patient, picking their moments, when to attack the breakdowns there, and another turnover for them.
Thank you.
So the try scorer, Guerrero's just going to nudge it down the sideline, and something you know well. They're happy to let this 30 seconds run off the clock. They're in control. They're going to conserve their energy for the weekend. What else are they doing now, up 21-0?
For sure, time management is a huge part of the game, especially when you have a lead in a situation like this.
Oh, actually,
I think the play going to the corner there as far down the field as you can is the right option. Unfortunately for them here, time is stopped because there is an injured player down, so it's kind of hurting what they're trying to accomplish there, but I agree 100% with what they're trying to do.
So 7-minute halves, and it doesn't sound like much, but it's incredibly grueling if you're out there with the whole pitch to cover.
Right. Well, we can talk about it after this. In terms of this decision,
it's listening here.
Case by case, okay?
It's part of the game. There's a bit of dialogue, hopefully through the captain.
On the same outcome,
and the referees are very much about communication and laying out their limits for the players.
Okay, perfect. Time's on.
Line out, 3 from each side. Overthrow that time. And it's loose. So a nice strong run there from Chief leader. And now this time Mexico's guilty of not rolling away. Not unheard of, 3 tries in 4 minutes, but Bermuda's going to have to get something quickly. Wanting the ball on the short side. You heard him clapping for it. Faison Augustus. Now they're going to recall. But look at that Mexican defense. You noted it, Nate. They're really well organized, and they're taking that space away from Bermuda midfield. Few extra hands out there. Augustus, big man, swerving, scything. 20 meters out. That's good quick ball. Can Bermuda use something with it? Oh, the skills break down midfield. Referee's letting them play on. Looking for the half gap. Kendall brought down. He offloads. Great try. Great response from Bermuda. It's Janico Francis getting outside that man. Kendall, who did so well to offload. The neutrals love it.
Oh, it's a great finish from Francis here. I thought there may have been a knock on there, that phase leading up to it, but the referee opted or decided it wasn't.
How about that support line from Francis? He hit it hard, didn't he?
Oh, it's fantastic. Sometimes, that's That's the way you score tries. You run good lines off of your players that are making those half gaps, and getting your hands free and feeding that player was a fantastic finish.
And as if we didn't know it, but 4 unforced errors from the Mexican team led to that try. And the fans are starting to gather.
Okay. Time's on.
Time's back on. More than enough time in the sevens game. That kick goes long, though, so no chance to compete for possession. Cole dances around midfield, chips it out wide. Didn't see it.
Play, please.
Mexico pushing through the hands, actually deciding to keep it, and then the inside ball was available. Nice awareness from Cole. He's hit Carmona in midfield. He's dancing. He's swung outside the defender. So immediate response from Mexico through Enrique Alberto Carmona.
Oh, and what an offload from Cole there after creating that break, getting the right hand out and around the Bermuda player there. And Carmona still had some work to do, but had the pace to finish it off.
Yeah, he showed his crazy legs there. The swatch here.
10 seconds.
Look at this. Stiff arm around the corner. Lovely play.
Thank you.
Carmona with the
off.
gas to finish it off under the sticks.
I think he's done that before. Ball
Looks
in one
like
hand, looks very comfortable, and yet another injury, and that was the chasing player, Tyler Kendall. He's had some nice touches in this game, but not looking too comfortable there.
2.
One of the many players from the Teachers Rugby Club, that great rugby club,
Number 2.
playing out of the National Sports Center.
Oh, number
Home
2,
to
number 2.
not only the
Sorry.
Bermuda International Sevens, a good event down there, but obviously the Classics, famously the greatest players from all around the world have been down there to enjoy the rugby, but also the incredible hospitality. And he wants to stay on. That's the fighting spirit. So, Mexico.
Time's on.
Los Serpientes. You'll see those traditional designs on their jerseys, the snakes. This time, again, he gets his hands to it, but not able to hold on. So, will be a Bermuda scrum.
Rodriguez going back to the same man he's gone to, I think, every kickoff this game, and rightly so. It's been a good contest and a good option for Mexico so far. Just unlucky that one didn't stick again, but I really like the idea, and I really like that option for Mexico. They've been looking solid on kickoffs today.
So 2 players down there. Just getting the treatment. The pace and the power of some of these players. Every collision is big. It's very different than playing club sevens. Of course, the Bermudan team has spent some time over the years in the Las Vegas Invitational, that great under tournament as part of the HSBC Las Vegas Sevens. Also been to Glendale. Rugby Town Sevens, which kicks off next week. Oh, tune in for that one. It's going to be a great event. Hosted in Glendale, Colorado. Just a great exhibition of sevens. Bermuda come away with 2 Shield wins over time. And this is the pool status. Coverage presented to you by Guinness here in the Paris Olympic Qualifier. Great partner of rugby all around the world.
Family-friendly comments and skate.
I don't have any actual reads here, sorry.
Okay.
So the toll being taken a little bit, having a break. The clock is stopped here by the referee.
Okay, so you okay?
So Nathan, both these teams have the USA coming up in their pool. You know what? They've obviously had a first taste out here. Mexico will be feeling good. You know, how do you prepare for a game where you're very much underdogs? Do you preserve energy for tomorrow's action, or do you really go for it and try and make a famous upset?
I think you got to go for every game in a tournament like this, Gareth. Every win is so important, and getting through to that playoff stage tomorrow is so vital for these teams. So I don't think they can take any games off.
Sit. Excuse me. Let's go.
Okay, we're going to scrum it down. 1 minute 16 to go. Big scrum from Mexico. They disrupt momentarily, but they got their hands on the ball. Do Bermuda through Francis. Looking to offload the captain, Dachon, but no one there. Finally he does. Ruck down. So those of you new to rugby, again, once the ruck is formed, the players can't play it with their hands. That's when the tackler's on the ground. Kick over the top. Doesn't quite find the turf, so that's a turnover. Mexico lining up out wide. The pace injected by Galindo. He's brought down. Midfield's open. Nice interplay here between the Mexican attack. Oh, big tackle. Midfield. Outstanding work from Tachon, putting him down. But Mexico flirting with the edges, puts a foot in touch, and the flag goes up. If you didn't think these teams cared and wearing their international jerseys, how about that hit?
Oh my God, what a hit from Tachon. I felt that up here in the comms box. Those ones are the reasons that make me not miss playing.
Retire.
Are those hits. What an effort here. 30 seconds left. Mexico have this game locked in, but that's exactly the kind of effort you want to see from your captain. You can see it here. Outside in.
Boom.
That's a great shot.
So you know when you're receiving that ball, your eyes are on the ball. They're not on the man who's lining you up from your outside shoulder. So dying seconds here of our first match here in Pool A. Mexico, the third-ranked team in the tournament, keeping the phone books here as they're going to beat Bermuda at 5th. Overthrow is going to make it very easy, and an easy fall down for Martinez. One Pablo Martinez from Mexico City will like that moment. Yeah.
One of the easier tries Martinez has probably scored in his career. Really happy to see him get in there, though, because he's been doing so much work on the kickoff time, this kickoff and breakdown this game. And, you know, it's lovely to see him get in for 5 points here to finish off this game.
When he tells his kids in 20 years that'll be a 60-meter run-in, and it was in the Olympics.
Yeah. Every year it'll get further and further, yeah.
That'll do it. So the final conversion is good. Mexico with this late try keep the pressure on Bermuda, and they win this one convincingly, 35 points to 7. So handshakes all around, as we'll see all weekend. Total respect from these teams. But a good start to the weekend here in Pool A. Mexico laying down their statement with a victory over Bermuda, 35-7. There you see Langford, the home of the Rugby Canada National Training Centre. We host to all our games, men's and women's, for the next 2 days. And as these teams celebrate their first effort, a few fans are going to get a salute from Mexico, but they'll be very happy with that effort. 35 points on the board. And it gives me my first chance to welcome to the country and to the comms booth Gavin McCleary. Gavin, welcome to Canada. We're looking forward to a good weekend here.